Alright, so what's good YouTube, man? It's your boy BallFX here and I'm back with another video. Now, I have two setups that I pretty much want to explain, right? I mean, I have this setup here that I took a break-even trade on. Didn't actually win, but I only took one trade this day, to be honest, because the markets didn't really look as clean as I wanted it to. There wasn't really any clean setups, but I did decided to like take a chance on this particular setup here. But as you see, I was trying to go for a 1-to-1, but my TP didn't get hit. Um, and that's just pretty much really it. You're not gonna always come to the markets, and your TP is not gonna always get hit. And sometimes it's just good to not really force trades. If you take one trade and it didn't really work out, that's cool. Come back the other day and try again. So that was pretty much it. So that was Monday, and this was a supply, right? I did get the entry here to enter the trade, as you can see. Took the entry on a breaker candle entry here, right at that point there, but still was a little bit, a couple pips before TP would have gotten hit. What I did before on price really reverses that I did ended up putting my stop loss at break even, especially when I saw that price was reversing, right? No, so this was Monday. No, Tuesday was a completely different situation, right? I did decided to take a demand setup here on Tuesday. Went for a buy, caught a 1 to 2, and that was a really good trade. Now, why did I actually decided to take this setup here? If you look on the daily time frame, let's go on the daily time frame real quick. So if you look on a daily time frame, you'd realize that the market was on an overall uptrend. Like, this is clear as uptrend. This is clear as shit that this was really an uptrend, right? But we did have a slight reversion when I did take a trade. If you look right here, you'd realize that price failed to make higher highs. It started making lower lows. This low right here got broken, so that was a little bit of an indication that the direction of the market was kind of changing. But I always say this, bro, like, as a scalper, man, you can always try to catch scalps, that is going against the daily time frame. And why? Because as a scalper, bro, you're not in the market for very, very long. I was in this trade for possibly most, I'd say, over 20 minutes. So you can sometimes go against the daily time frame, right? But at the same time, I did know that the market was on an overall uptrend, so that was a little bit of a confluence that gave me some confidence to take this buy here. No, but on the 5 minutes time frame, we were definitely on an uptrend. If you look right here, this right here is clear uptrend, right? So my demand setup was breaking structure. There's a few things that I look for when I'm taking my demands or supply. If I'm taking a demand like this right here, we're looking for aggressive buying, which is what we got here. All right, we had aggressive buying on our demand zone, had some gaps. Gaps is always important because when there's gaps in the market, then there's a chance for price to actually come back to your zone, right? So that's really the importance of gaps, because price will always try to fill in gaps. Let's say, because you can take supply and demand setups with or without gaps, but demand supply and demand setups, let's say you're going to take a demand setup that doesn't have a gap, right? One, you have to wait for the setup to play out. Now, what is going to indicate that price wants to come back to your demand zone? Most time, if there's no gaps there, price wouldn't really have a reason to come back to your demand zone, right? It's the actual gap that is in the setup that will indicate to you as a trader that price will eventually want to come and fill in your gap and tap into your supply or demand zone, and that's when you try to take the buy or sell. Now, in this situation right here, we had a demand, right? And it had a gap, so that was me seeing the gap and thinking, okay, there's a good chance that price would come back and try to tap in to this gap right here. So let me show you guys what actually happened. All right, so this would have been the setup, before it came back to my zone. The gap would be right here. Like, let me just try removing all these shit, because I'm really trying to show you guys gaps. I know you guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you would have probably catch on to what like demand zones are, but I know a lot of persons may be confused on what gaps are actually. Right, so what is gaps? So you see the space here below this buy candlestick, which is a bullish candlestick, and this red candlestick, which is a bearish candlestick. You see the distance between this wick here and this wick, that is called a gap, and that gap needs to be filled out by price on the right hand side here. Now see the fact that that gap hasn't been filled out as yet. It doesn't, gaps are not always filled out, but in most cases they are. So don't be surprised if you're waiting for your gap to be filled with a particular trade and it doesn't get filled. Like, that's totally normal. But the whole point I'm trying to make is that with gaps, there's a good chance that price will come back to your zone, especially if you want to wait on it. You don't want to be waiting for a setup to play out and it never plays out. The purpose of the gap is to give you confidence that the setup will play out, rather than to have you there waiting on a setup to be played out and price never come back. Look what happened basically. You see, it came back to your demand zone, filled the gap in, and then it gave me the buy entry here. I could have taken an aggressive entry, but I waited for a breaker candle entry. Breaker candle entries are going to give you a better win rate because it's just confidence that price want to goes in your direction. So one reason why I waited on breaker candle entry here, because the daily time frame was kind of already shaky. It wasn't fully going in my direction, so I wanted a little bit more confidence before I take this trade. So right there, entered there, stop loss below the zone, below that wick, aiming for 1-to-1 and I left a runner to hit the 1-to-2, and that's pretty much what happened. Let's show you guys what happened. Boom, boom, like boom. All right, and there TP got hit, and that was a nice trade, man. Made a good amount of money, made over 2K in this particular trade right here. So it was definitely a nice trade, man. Today is Wednesday. As you guys know, we do not take trades on Wednesday. So coming back tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, let's see if we can actually have a profitable week here. Been consistently profitable for some time now, so we definitely want to keep that momentum going forward. But I mean, that's really it for the trade, guys. I know a lot of you guys are going to be coming from my Instagram. I did tell you guys that I'm going to be opening up my trading community. If any of you guys here on YouTube want to join my trading community, follow me on Instagram at BoyFX. That's where I'm mostly active. That's where you guys can reach out to me and ask me any questions. Yeah, I just want to create a trading community for you guys because I feel like my audience is growing. It's not a lot of you guys, of course, but I know there's plenty of guys who consistently watch my videos, and I feel like a trading community would be way better because I'm going to be doing Zoom calls, meetings, and you guys would be able to ask me any question, bro. So that is something I want to get started out in time. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys like the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share, man. Peace and love. I'm out.